Boom. Y'all ready for this? Doot, doot, doot. Okay, no, we're not going to do Space Jam. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Unemployment Vlog. I'm Brandon Kennedy, your host, slash patient. I don't know. Anyways, today I want to just run through a huge list real quick of topics I'm going to be talking about. Most of them involve around craft. So, going to be talking about writing and comedy. I want to get back to doing D&D videos, man. Maybe I need to make a topic list and just like, okay, rambling. Not gonna ramble. We're on a timer. Got 10 minutes. We're gonna blow through this. So, it is NaNoWriMo. Just want to update everybody on my goals. I am on track. I'm actually like 40, 50 words ahead of schedule, which, isn't much, but like, it just feels great to be ahead on things. That's exciting. That is super exciting. That is hyper duper exciting to, not be playing catch up. So if you ever skip a day, it's so much harder to catch up than it is to, just stay ahead the whole time. It's kind of like a metaphor about how I need to be living my life. Which is, and we're going to get into the comedy stuff, but I guess since we're on NaNoWriMo, I should go into one of the other subjects I wanted to touch on. My friend Miranda commented on a video earlier that writing a bunch of stuff just to write and not really having much to say isn't something that you should do. I don't remember her comment exactly, so forgive me, Miranda, if I am actually butchering this, because I probably am. Anyways, I'll probably hey, you guys will be watching this in the future, so I can just copy and paste it in the description below. But anyways, her comment was along those lines, and I will say that for the most part, I agree. When there's two big debates on how you should tackle art and entertainment. Edgar Allen Poe was a big, huge proponent of oh man, I just brushed my teeth and I'm like toothpaste on my bottom lip. Okay, whatever. Anyways, Edgar Allan Poe was a huge proponent of you should have entertainment for entertainment's sake. Art doesn't need a purpose or a message behind it. If you want to create something to inspire feelings in people, just do it. The other big side of the story is, it can be from anybody's perspective that a story should have a moral. When you make art, it should have a purpose behind it. In your intention, there should be some greater reason behind it. Either one of those could work. And there is no right or wrong answer. That's one of the beautiful things about art and creating. Life's subjective, except for Nazis. Nazis are bad. Coming back, though, to the point, for NaNoWriMo specifically, even if you don't have anything to say, like a really hyper interesting genre setting story, or redefining something as a writer, it's still really good to do, because when you get around to the point where you get that inspiration for this great idea of a story that you have, or this great in any aspect of your life, great stand-up comedy jokes, great any creative idea that you have that you want to create, it's really good to have practice like NaNoWriMo under your belt, so when you do get your good idea, you're a competent enough artist that you can actually go out and create it and do it justice. I say that because a while ago I was trying to write a really, really, really big fantasy epic story. Not along the lines of Game of Thrones, but, in a similar size as Game of Thrones, or even bigger than Game of Thrones. And I had never written a single complete fantasy work at all before, because I had ideas, but none of them were worth anything that anybody wanted to read. And I started writing this story, this great inspirational story I had, and it was not good. I had no practice under my belt. I wasn't good at writing, and I was just doing the idea just complete garbage, no respect to it. So what I did was I put it on pause, and I said, I am going to take and just write 3 works for practice. 3 big works. I finished one, which was the first novel-length story I've ever written. I'm working on the second one, and I have the bones of the third outlined, and I've started writing a couple little things on it, but not enough to even show it as much of anything. But anyways, I said I'm going to write these 3 works, and then once I have more practice under my belt as a writer, I'm going to go back to the story I really want to write and actually do it justice. And that's just one of the things that NaNoWriMo is really good about, is it just forces you to practice. It forces you to keep writing, which is great. So the main part of today, and I say the main part, and we're at the 5 minute 43 second mark. I'm going to an open mic tonight. I'm going to do stand-up comedy. A lot of jokes I have a very political angle, so it kind of ties back into the intentional or unintentional. This is my joke book, and it has every joke I've ever written or performed in here, and it's a lot of fun. I can give you an example. Oh, man. Actually, I don't know if I want to read any of these jokes on my YouTube, because these are from when I was a bit of a newer comedian. Well, I'm still pretty fresh. Anyways, I'm not going to read these on Facebook, YouTube. I do want to go through, though, the process of picking out a set list. Or actually, maybe I won't do that on here. I'll just kind of go over this with you guys. So, this is my joke book. Generally, anytime I go to do stand-up comedy, I take this baby along with me. If I'm ever pressed for time, it'll have a whole... I have dozens and dozens and dozens of these set lists in there of just like, hey, this set list is, 30 minutes long, 40 minutes long. It has these jokes, they flow like this. Do that one joke with, your anxiety mixtape, and the other joke with the trap queen. Anyways, that's all garbage, rambling nonsense to you. But it's great to have something like this. And if you have a craft, keep a couple around just so in case anybody's ever just like, hey, man, can you do? Yes. It's very synonymous to, I guess, a good business card holder too. When I meet people in here, specifically entertainment related, I shove their cards in here if I ever have to contact them, like while I'm joke writing or trying to set up a show or something. The other cool thing about it, I got 2 little motivation factors on this that kind of get me really pumped for a show. So this ribbon actually belongs to my niece. I don't ever plan on having children, but she is just like the sweetest little child. And I just put this on it to keep my book closed as like I'm going around doing stuff. And it's just nice to have like a little family reminder of just like, oh yeah, I do have family that loves and supports me. She doesn't, because she doesn't understand comedy yet, but my brother and my sister-in-law really do. That's their child. So it's a nice little thing to look down on. Or not look down on, look down at and be inspired by. The other thing that I keep in here at all times, this is a dollar bill. This is a single dollar bill. This is the first dollar I ever made doing stand-up comedy. The first show I was officially hired and paid to go on and do that show. I got like $15 for it. But I'm wondering if I got I don't even think I got $15 for it. I think I got like $7. Anyways, though, I kept the dollar and I put it in my notebook that if I ever look down and I'm feeling sad, I can say, hey, I'm a professional comedian, guys. I got paid $7 to go do a show. We're touching the 9 minute and 30 second mark. Miranda's comment really stuck with me, which, why I spent so much on the start of the podcast about it. So I'm going to go a little bit long this week. I do really, 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 really want to start doing more meaningful episodes, but there's only so much content you can dive into in 10 minutes. when I started these things, I'm looking back and I'm just like, man, you're talking so slow, Brandon. There's so much you need to get out and you're just wasting time. So the more I do these, the quicker I start talking and the quicker I start trying to push out content before it hits 10 minutes. So with that, I don't know, man. I might start a once a week 30-minute discussions of these, and I'll actually have a list of stuff that I will be discussing. I know a while ago I said I was going to start putting out a writing focused video series. I think that's better if I wait till I get back to my home computer and I'm just like in this last half minute giving a rundown of the things I got coming up. That way I'll be able to edit them with a little bit higher quality. That said, there's some awesome people producing some awesome content, awesome artists out there. Go and find them. Follow me on social media, and I'm sharing all of their stuff like all the time. Artists that draw, stand-up comedians that do podcasts. My friend George Collins just released his new episode of his podcast, the Hoomps podcast. The link for that is in the description. Highly suggest going and listening to it. And 11 minutes. I apologize, but we're going to be done there. You guys have a great day, and see you when I see you.